Hey Sunshines, so I just filmed this makeup look which should be up before you see this video. So I figured whilst I was all set up that I would just sit down and do a little bit more of a relaxed video. As you can see, my light in the background. It's a gloomy ass day, it's absolutely boring. I think I'm slowly figuring out the lighting situation with this light and how not to look really washed out. So I hope it's okay. I am in the worst, grossest trousers right now. I'm literally sitting cross-legged on my desk chair and I'm trying not to spin around because it spins on its own accord. It's really difficult. So I thought it was time to do a bit more of a Scout update because I haven't done one since he was 16 months old and my child is now almost 21 months, which is so scary. And if you could, like, I don't even know where the time's gone, and I'm sure I say this all the time. Every time I do some kind of Scout update, I say the same thing, but he is not a baby. He's such a small little person now. It's insane. He turns 2 in like 3 months. How do I nearly have a 2-year-old? That's so bizarre to me. But he's an amazing, amazing little child, and he's currently at his gran's right now, which is why it's so quiet in the house because he's not here. He actually goes to his gran's house twice a week on a good week, just depends on who's doing what that week. He used to go on a Saturday and a Wednesday, but now Liam's working situation has changed a bit and sort of my weeks have changed a little bit and his gran's weeks change a little bit all over the place. So it's kind of like if and when the time is suitable for everyone. But he loves that time and he cherishes it. Like as soon as we get in the car, he knows exactly where we're going and he will tell us where we're going as we're driving towards his nan's house. He just loves it. He plays, walks, talks. This kid does not shut up. Scout is such a chatterbox. He has learned, he picks up new words like this. He just talks and talks and talks all day. You could teach him a word once and he will say it over and over and over again, and then he'll come up to you and tell you, this is what I've learned. Like he'll show you it, and he does get his words sort of muddled up a little bit sometimes. Things like letters, he will say terrors instead of letters. He gets a little bit confused. He's getting a bit better at the minute as he goes on, but he's just such a clever child. So Liam and I started teaching him as soon as he started to really talk. Scout was sort of nattering and sort of trying, excuse me, cat. Say hello Luna and then bug off because you're in my way. Go on. As soon as he started sort of nattering and saying the odd word, he was very slow to say things like mama and dada. Like he didn't really say those words. He just kind of, like, I was baba for a little while and then we were both dada, and like we kind of just, he had one word for everyone kind of thing. But as soon as he started to say different words that he knew for different things, we started teaching him stuff. So we got him a sort of a little puzzle with ABCs on it. There's cat hair everywhere now. So he's learnt his letters. He knows pretty much, I want to say about 85 to 90% of his letters. He does get a little bit confused sometimes with like the G and the C because they look so similar, but he will tell you an M and an N and a Z and an X and a W, and he says W and it's so cute. But he knows pretty much all his letters, and he knows exactly where they go on his jigsaw now, which is awesome. He also has just started learning his numbers and, well, his shapes. He's pretty good with his shapes. His numbers he knows, and he will quite happily count to like 14, but sometimes he misses a letter out or he'll sort of muddle them up. It's not always perfect. So we did end up getting him another jigsaw with 1 to 10 on, and then underneath there's like 5 different shapes. I think there's a heart, a star, a circle, a square. Maybe there's only 4. But you get the gist. Like it seems he's very much of a visual learner like I am. Like if he can see things, he picks it up so much quicker. Whereas if you just tell him something, it goes in one ear, out the other, which is exactly like me. You could talk to me and tell me things over and over and over again, and then I would sit there and go, sorry, what? I didn't understand a word. But if you sat me down and drew something out and explained it all to me on paper, visually, I'd pick it up so quickly. and Scout seems to be the same person. So with his letters and his numbers and everything coming on, we started drawing with him and stuff. He loves to draw. This kid, I keep saying this kid because he's my kid and he's just like the best. He loves drawing. He will have paper out all the time and have pens out all the time, which is a dangerous move. Now he's just discovered that he can draw on walls. Not a good thing. But I have taught him how to spell his own name, and he knows his name when it's written. So if he sees the word Scout, he will know, he knows it says Scout. And he will spell his name out loud to you, which is something that we tried to kind of get him into as soon as, well, even before he was talking really, because I made up a little song with his letters of his name, because I always feel like one of the most important things for a kid to know is their own name, and especially if when they start walking and wandering around, that if they are ever like lost and someone says, what's your name? If that kid doesn't really know, then there's a problem. I don't know whether he would know to say my name's Scout if someone was to ask him, but he knows who Scout is. He knows that he is Scout. So that is something he knows. Shapes and stuff, like I said, he knows circle and square, oval, diamond, rectangle, triangle, zigzag I taught him the other day, and spiral he knows, he knows what a spiral looks like. So he's getting pretty good at those as well. Things that he doesn't really pick up very quickly are colours. He's not very good at his colours at all. When we first started trying to teach him colours, everything was red, and then everything was blue, and then everything was green, and I think this week everything's purple. So he knows that the colours are different because Liam did a little sort of online colour blindness test with him, just to make sure that he could see different colours, because it was getting a little bit concerning that he thought everything was the same. But it's almost as if he's just not trying with the colours. Like, he'll pick something up and he'll go blue, and you'll say, no, that's green, and he'll go blue, green. So he knows, but it's not going in enough for him to tell us the colours. So colours is the next thing we're really working on, because he doesn't know very well his colours. He pretty much walks everywhere. He does not like his pushchair anymore. It's very much of a problem. I cannot leave the house. My camera's overheating. I can't leave the house on my own with him very often, because to do shopping is a nightmare, because he hates his pushchair. He will go in it if he's forced, but he hates it. But he will walk and walk and walk and walk if you let him. He loves walking. I'm very much looking forward to May, because we're actually going away on holiday the week before his birthday, and I think we're just going to end up taking his little trike, because he will walk everywhere, but it'll be fun to have something for him to ride around on. We're actually going to Butlins and Skegness, which I think is going to be super fun. I've never actually been to a Butlins before, so I think he's going to love it. And yeah, we're not going to take a pushchair, so we're going to be brave and try to do it without. What else? Scout is a fussy eater. He wasn't when he was little. He was very much a very good eater. We baby-led weaned him, and he always ate what we ate, and he still does eat what we eat, but he's really picky. He loves using his fork, and he loves using a spoon, and for the most part he won't eat without one now. Like, he'll always ask for a spoon. Like, he knows sandwiches and stuff, he can use his fingers, but for the most part he likes to use a fork. If he doesn't want something, he will tell you and throw it on the floor. A lot of his food goes on the floor, which is really quite frustrating. The dog loves it. It's a problem because the dog is getting fat. So we're going to have to separate those two at dinner times. But he's not a big fan of things like potato. He likes the children's things like potato waffles. He'll eat those. But if I give him mashed potato, he's not into it, or homemade chips, he's just not that into it. He loves like sausages, and he loves scrambled egg, and he loves fruit. He loves strawberries and grapes and bananas, so that's a good thing. He still eats his fruit. He's not a big vegetable kid. He loved broccoli when he was a baby, but now he barely even wants to try it. I gave him green beans the other day and he attempted them and he was just like, nope. But that's kind of not surprising, because Liam hates vegetables. Well, he doesn't hate them, he doesn't like them, and he also doesn't get on very well with fruit. He has a bit of an allergy to fruit, in general. So the fact that Scout's eating fruit is a good thing to me. I don't mind if he doesn't eat too many vegetables at the moment, but fruit, as long as he's getting something in that's not all processed poo, I don't care. So he does eat fruit, just not so many vegetables. Sleep is another thing we're trying to tackle at the moment. We transitioned him from a cot to his toddler bed probably about 2 months ago now. I think it was just after Christmas. We did buy a bed guard, but it doesn't fit on his bed properly because of the way the mattress sits on his bed. His mattress doesn't actually sit in the bed frame. It just sits on top of the slats, because obviously when it was a cot, the cot bars would stop it from slipping off, so it just sits on top of his bed. So the mattress doesn't hold a bed guard onto the bed, and it just flips up. So we've been using a duvet just folded up on the floor next to him, which he does do well. He does sleep in his bed, but because he knows that duvet is there, he's taken to rolling out of it when he's asleep, and he doesn't wake up when he does it. Or he'll have his bottle of milk in bed, then crawl out of bed, and then fall asleep on the duvet on the floor. Obviously we don't want to take it away just yet because he's still rolling out of bed quite often, and we don't want him to go thud in the night, but I think it might get to the point where we just have to and brave it, because he's just using that as like a secondary bed, and we are having to kind of move him because he's getting himself rolled underneath his bed at night, so we are having to go in and pick him up and put him back in bed. But once he's in a deep sleep, he doesn't move and he stays in his bed, but it's just getting to that point is really, really difficult. We used to have a set bedtime of like 7 o'clock, but since we've moved his naps around, he now naps in the afternoon rather than the morning. He only has 1 nap a day. He can nap anywhere between like an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on the day, depending on like if he goes down really easily, if he fights it, if he doesn't go down at all. There's been those kind of days this week. So his bedtime now is anywhere between like 7 o'clock to 8. And usually that means he doesn't get to sleep until about 8:30, 9, because he messes around and he gets out of bed and then he gets back in and then he falls asleep on the duvet. So bedtime is really a battle at the minute. But we've just purchased a monitor camera, because we're no longer using the sensor pad of his Angel Care baby monitor, because he was getting out of bed all the time. It was beeping all the time. And obviously every time we got out of bed, we didn't know if he was safe, so we were going into him, which was a problem. So now we have this camera that we literally just, like, if we can watch it once he's down. If he gets out of bed and he's perfectly safe and he's playing, we leave him to it, because if we keep going into him, he gets into the habit of knowing that we're going to go into him. And it seems to be working, and he seems to be getting into, like, used to the idea that, okay, it's bedtime, they've put me in here, I'm on my own, I'll play for a little bit, they're not going to come into me straight away. It's kind of slowly clicking with him, and I think it's definitely going to be another few months until we have any kind of regular sleep pattern back, because right now we're not sleeping very well. So I don't really think there's anything much more to fill you guys in. He's so tall. He's such a tall little boy. I'll put some Scout clips on the end of this video like I do with all my updates, but he's in 18 to 24 month clothes, which is about the right, you know, right for his age. He's very tall, but he's quite slim. He's not a big lad. He's not skinny, but he's not like, he doesn't have much of a belly or a bum. So as much as like jogging bottoms and trousers fit him perfectly in the length, they always fall down because he doesn't have anything to hold it up. So I do like the days when he wears his cloth nappies, because it holds those trousers up a little bit more. But he's on the go all the time, like, because he doesn't sit still. He obviously doesn't put on weight very easily. He's still in a healthy weight, but he's just so tall. Those trousers do not stay up. We're hoping to start potty training soon. I have started sort of letting him run around without his nappy on every so often, but he just stops and wheezes. There's no sign of, I'm gonna wee, he just stops and wheezes. Like sometimes he won't even stop. So we're not too sure that he's quite ready yet, but we want him to start learning about the potty. So we're gonna start introducing that soon. Oh, the camera's gonna die. So I'm gonna take that as a sign that I should shut up, because it's gonna be a super long video. Anyway, I hope you guys are all really, really well. I have 4 minutes left on my memory card. My camera's overheating. I'm gonna shut up. and put some scalp clips on the end of this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you still enjoy these updates on Scout. I don't know. I don't even know when to stop doing them. But I enjoy telling you guys about him, especially if you don't watch our vlog channel. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new to this channel, and I will see you again very soon. Bye guys. I'll shut up now, promise.
Daddy's hand.
Daddy's hand? No, that's Scouty's hands. I think. Say yes, please, Daddy.
Say yes, please, for juice.
Bye.
Can I get you some juice, bud?
Bye. Dobby.
You dropped Dobby? Do you want breakfast? Oh, someone's still tired. Do you want to go back to bed?
Baby.
Blue cup.
The reason behind that being is that I want to see how it wears during the rest of the day without the use of a powder.